Graeme, you're a professor for heating and cooling at London South Bank University, so you bring a lot of experience in those two areas which are closely connected. And I'm sure you have your views on the heat transition in the UK. So how do you see the situation in the UK and what can be done in order to decarbonize heat between the different solutions that we have out there?
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Andrea. So in the UK, we have obviously set net zero. Net zero is about focusing on all areas, and particularly the focus is on the difficult to abate areas, one of which is heat and cooling in cities. So as part of net zero, we're exploring different scenarios, and one of those is the use of district schemes. I think the idea is we go from about 2% to 18% of heat from district schemes over the next few years.
That's quite an ambitious target. I mean, from 2 to 18. So do you have any specific ways on how you want to achieve that? Any specific energy sources that you are considering for this?
Yeah, I think one of the big challenges is actually how you implement district schemes in cities, and there are big constraints in terms of space in some of our older, or many of our older cities, and where you might fit the typical heat pumps that we might find, air source heat pumps. So district schemes lend themselves to areas that are quite constrained in terms of space, etc. So I think it's going to be there will be evolution of the types of technologies depending on a location by location basis.
What do you think about the potential of excess heat? Because coming from the cooling side of things, we all know that there is a lot of excess heat also from cooling, which is not so much used today.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Your report, by the way, is really spot on. It really identifies the challenges and opportunities, and it's been raised at not just our level, but it's been raised in the public, and that's what we need to try to do. But the opportunity is amazing. Something like 300 terawatt hours of excess heat we found at London South Bank University is available, and that is about 70% of the UK.
In the UK?
Yeah, and that's available in urban areas in the UK. So that's about 70, and that's what we found. There's going to be much more, I'm sure.
Right.
And by using this heat, we end up with not just reducing the emissions of the building that we're supplying the heat to, but we also reduce the emissions associated with the source that we're taking the heat from. So if it's a data center or some other facility which we're cooling, we'll reduce the emissions there, but we'll also reduce the emissions associated with the end use as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a sort of circular use, which is,
it's win-win-win.
It is, definitely. Okay, thank you very much for your insights, Graeme, and let's hope that the UK will move ahead with its ambitious plan, and that London South Bank is supporting.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thanks very much, Andrea, and keep up the amazing work that Danfoss are doing.
Thank you.